So, I got the opportunity to play more Sage demos, and a lot of them that I've played, or the couple or few I've played recently, I think, they were all really good. And some of them I've already talked about, but I'm going to be talking about the ones that I barely mentioned in the last episode, or didn't have enough context for. But actually, you know what? Let's get started. Oh man, where do I even begin? Just there were some really, really good demos that I played, and I'm gonna start off with Sonic Relighted. Now, Relighted was a very interesting one. Relighted was odd. It had very bizarre controls, and it was also viewed at this isometric perspective, kind of like 3D Blast, but it played differently, and everything was all mapped to one side of the keyboard. It felt really weird, but visually it was kind of nice. I didn't mind it. I do feel like the textures were sort of odd looking, like very MS Paint-ish. I didn't really like that, but the models themselves were impressive. I liked the fact that they went for this sort of low poly look. The lighting was also really nice. I liked the lighting in Sonic Relighted. It was very neat. I felt like it kind of set the mood for the winter stage I was playing, that you'd start off in. You start off with in a winter stage in that demo, and you run around and you look for stuff. These beacons, these really odd beacons, that have like jewels placed on them that aren't Chaos Emeralds. They look like Chaos Emeralds, but they're not Chaos Emeralds. And the reason why I say they're not Chaos Emeralds is because they're all the same color, and there aren't any more Chaos Emeralds than like 7. So I'm going to assume that they're a different kind of gem, like rubies of some kind. But I still found the concept of looking for these beacons really neat. You had to go through the stage and hunt them down. It's kind of like the it's like the robot generators from Sonic CD, but executed far better and easier. They're easier to find. It's more convenient. I liked that. It was a very interesting idea that was well conveyed. Then, after you beat everything in that, you'd be thrown into a special bonus stage afterwards, and it was kind of a little awkward. I think there was this roulette thing, or not roulette, but like slot machine thing. You'd have to press the button, and before you press it, you have to get 10 rings or something that'd be shot out of this jar looking, like this jar cannon looking thing. So you'd collect 10 rings, you'd walk over to the button, you'd press it, and you stand in the little area where you wait for your item. And if you roll something good, you get something good. If you don't roll anything good, you don't get anything good. It was kind of a little weird. There were also bumpers and stuff. It was kind of a odd bonus stage. I don't really know how to describe it other than, just like the slot machine being in the middle. I don't know. You have to play it for yourself to know what I'm talking about. But overall, Sonic Relighted was a very unique concept. It was a very unique concept that I honestly enjoyed. The one thing I didn't like about Sonic Relighted was the controls, but other than that, Sonic Relighted was fairly pleasant. Honestly, it wasn't great, but it wasn't awful either. I'd say it was pleasant, meaning that it's closer to being really good or great, but it's not quite there yet. There are things that need to get ironed out. Like I said, the controls. But then again, I could always remap them, but still, I don't think that that's a good idea for like default controls. But I could always do a second playthrough and fix that up. Then afterwards, I followed up with Starbuster. Oh boy, Starbuster was fun. Or not, wait, not Starbuster. Is it called Starbuster? Hold on. Let me look back at it. No, yeah, I was right. That was Starbuster. I was right. This was called Starbuster. I wanted to double check. But Starbuster was neat. Starbuster is a very Mega Man X inspired game. Like a very Mega Man X inspired mini game. Or not mini mini game. Indie game. I apologize for that. Indie game. I really liked Starbuster. You play as this robot named Alpha, who gets repaired by this other character. I forgot their name because I kind of only played like a couple of stages and then stopped because I wanted to do this this podcast. But Starbuster was really fun. There were also mods and upgrades that I never used, but the concept of having mods and upgrades were very, very, that was kind of interesting. I liked that. I'm pretty sure it was like a similar concept to you getting the armor upgrades in Mega Man X, but they're equipable and you can equip them and unequip them. It was pretty cool. I liked that. Then you had stuff like... Actually, I should probably talk about the gameplay itself. The gameplay itself, man, the way how it played, it was a more refined version of what Mega Man X did, I'd say. You can dash freely for as much as you want. You can essentially just hold the dash button. So every time you move normally, you would instantly go into your dash instead of spamming a dash button like in Mega Man X. I found that to be really cool. I don't know why, I really liked that. It was way more convenient than spamming a dash button, honestly. You can just hold it down and do whatever. I felt like there was way more control you had over Alpha than there was, I feel like you had way more control over Alpha than you ever had with X in Mega Man X. Or Zero for that matter, since their gameplay styles they're different, yeah, but like the way how they move around and stuff is the same. Almost identical. They might as well be. They're mostly like the same character in terms of how they move and jump and stuff. Except Zero uses a sword and X has his buster. But you know what I mean. But I found... Oh, I should have mentioned, Alpha is like a mixture between X and Zero in terms of his gameplay style. He feels like a hybrid between the two, because Alpha not only has a pistol, he also has a saber, like Zero's Z-Saber. I found that to be really cool. I like the fact that you didn't have to like swap between characters to get both gameplay styles. That was cool. That was really neat. And then you have a new character, which, again, I have not touched yet, along with everything else. I just started playing Starbuster, didn't get very far in it, but, man, was Starbuster fun. It was worth playing. And then I got to this crazy bird boss and fought him, which reminded me of Gunstar Heroes. It feels like a mixture between Gunstar Heroes, Mega Man X, and some other indie-related stuff, but I'd say, like, the most inspiration that it... Like, the most... In terms of inspiration that it draws from is Gunstar Heroes and Mega Man X. More so Mega Man X, I feel, in terms of gameplay. Story and characters, I'm not really sure what those came from in terms of inspiration, but definitely Mega Man X in gameplay and Gunstar Heroes, but mostly Mega Man X. The bosses felt like Gunstar Heroes for sure. But yeah, because like in Starbuster, there's obviously not going to be any Mavericks, so it makes sense as to how, or as to, you know, how there are these bosses that are reminiscent of Gunstar Heroes. I found that to be really, really fun. Just wow. But yeah, that was a Starbuster. What else? Oh yeah, Victory Heat Rally. That was another game I played. I think I might have mentioned that one last podcast. Probably not. But if I did, I was probably very vague about it, and I don't think I mentioned its name. But if I didn't mention its name, I'm gonna do it right now. Victory Heat Rally was pretty fun, and I still can't say too much about it, despite it being, I can say a little bit more about it this time, because, I played the demo, and wow, it was, Victory Heat Rally felt really fun. Drifting's kind of weird. Drifting really felt awkward. I don't know how to put the drifting. The drifting was, how do I describe it? I feel like it wasn't too tight or something, but every time I tried to take like a really sharp turn, it'd be a little difficult to, like, it's like the game's been telling me this whole time, oh, you shouldn't get that close to you shouldn't hug the wall too much because you're obviously gonna bump into it. So I distance myself a little bit before I drift. But yeah, other than that, Victory Heat Rally felt pretty good. In Victory Heat Rally, in the demo, you only have this time trial, like a time trial thing with like one stage, and that's it, which kind of sucks. But I wish that there was honestly more for me to talk about. But apparently, I found out recently, when you beat a ghost, I found this out later, like very recently, like today or yesterday. So when you beat the ghost, one of the time trial, like staff time trial ghosts, you get a secret Easter egg that references Sonic Drift 1 on the Game Gear. So instead of like you driving the Victory Heat Rally car, you're actually driving a Sonic in his little red cart from Sonic Drift 1 and 2, but mostly 1, since like everything else seems to be based off of 1, because I think you were in like Green Hill or whatever, and you're racing against this Green Hill palm tree with like an angry face. It's funny. But I never actually got to that bit because I didn't beat the ghost, because I kind of got bored of it after a little while. But overall, I really like where Victory Heat Rally's going. I like its aesthetic. It very much reminds me of Outrun, games like that. And I like that. Very reminiscent of Outrun, but on the Sega Saturn. That'd be cool. If they actually like made an Outrun for the Sega Saturn, but alas, it'll never happen. But still, it was a very fun game, very fun. But it's a shame I can't say too much about it because it's just that demo and that's it. But yeah, other than that, that was Victory Heat Rally. What else? Finally got to play Perfect Blue. Perfect Blue. Where do I even begin? The presentation in that game is unlike anything I've ever seen before. It's 8-bit, yeah, but it's like more polished 8-bit, and I love that. It's not like, oh, it's like your traditional 8-bit Mega Man game. No. This game takes it a whole step further, and it even includes stuff like just like bit crunched voice clips, all sorts of crazy things like that. And it uses like 8 channels instead of 4 for its music, for its chiptune music, and I like that. I think it uses 8 channels. I think 6, 7, or 8. I don't remember, but that's cool. That's really cool. But yeah, it's still 8-bit. In terms of gameplay, though, Mega Man plays exactly like how he does in any other Mega Man game. You have the charge shot, the slide, all your standard Mega Man moveset, minus the double gear system for Mega Man 11, because that I think that wasn't established until recently, and Mega Man 11 didn't come out until 2018, which was very recent. So, yeah, that's kind of a shame, but whatever. It's whatever. But yeah, I man, it was really good. But yeah, Mega Man plays like how you'd expect him to. And I fought the first boss. He was a bit challenging. But he didn't give me too much trouble. Before I mentioned the next boss after the first one, there's actually checkpoints in Mega Man Perfect Blue. I'm surprised that they actually have checkpoints, because that was never really a thing in the original Mega Man. You'd always be stuck. Like, if you die, you die. There's no going back. But here, you have checkpoints, and in this game, you can choose to either destroy it and get a bunch of stuff like goodies, like E-tanks and stuff like that, which is cool. I like that. You can either destroy it, but it comes at the cost of you not being able to respawn at that checkpoint. But so it's a fair trade-off. But if you choose not to destroy it, you'll actually respawn at the checkpoint. So again, it's a really neat trade-off. So I take it that they give you the option to destroy it if you feel confident enough to take the boss out on your first try. But if you're not confident enough, you can just not destroy it and move on. So that's a neat option that they give you there. I like that concept. It's very, very interesting. And then, like I said, the bosses themselves. The first one is this four-legged, like, bug thing that shoots, like, streaks of fire at you. Not streaks, but, like, streams of fire. And it looked really cool. I liked that. It was not... It did not disappoint. It was a fairly challenging boss that I had a little bit of trouble with, but I got its pattern down pretty quick. I beat it faster with Roll than I did with the Rock, or Mega Man, whatever you want to call him. Actually, which is ironic, since Roll's more close range. But I'm gonna just talk about Mega Man right now. But I beat him. Then I got to the second boss, the tank-looking thing. And before I did, there was this glitchy-looking figure that's hinted towards as soon as you beat the first boss. And I like that. It's hinting towards something menacing later on in the story. You know, that'll happen, but we don't know what it is. So you get to the tank thing. The tank was a bit of a challenge, but I put up a pretty good fight with it. Took me a couple of tries to beat. It took me more tries to beat him with the tank thing with Roll than it did with Mega Man. But it took me a couple of tries with Mega Man, and I finally beat it, and it felt so rewarding. It was fun. But yeah, I beat that thing, and then I started playing Roll's story, or Roll's side of the story. Playing as her was really, really good. It felt sick. Roll is like the closest thing you're ever gonna get in the classic era to Zero in terms of gameplay. I like how Roll's gameplay style is. It feels you're with Roll, you're more it's more close combat than it is ranged. With Roll, she uses her broom to kill enemies and stuff. She can essentially whack her broom against Mets and stuff like that. So, I like that idea. She uses it in the exact same fashion as to how Zero would use his saber. And, wow, so neat. Like other games, if they were to theoretically put Roll in, they'd probably just make her a Mega Man clone. But no, here they actually have the audacity to change up her gameplay style, and I like that. Wow, that's a nice change of pace. It's a nice breath of fresh air for once. Wow, just it feels so different. And finally, regarding the boss, it took me a longer amount of time to beat the boss of the Roll because she's close ranged, and the boss was just, it wasn't as fun to go up against with Roll. And as soon as I beat him, there was actually a bit of dialogue with Wily. I wanted to bring this up. As soon as you beat the demo, Wily's all like, "A broom? Are you kidding? Is this what Wily... Is this some kind of joke? I like that. That was funny. Like that last bit there where Wiley just laughs at it a bit. Like he goes on and states that Wiley's just Light's just making fun of Wiley now. It's funny. I like that little comment there. But yeah, that's all I have to say regarding all the demos and stuff that I talked about. I might be talking about even more. I might even do like parts 4 and 5 later on. In fact, that's probably what I'll do next time, because like there are a lot of Sage demos that I have not. I haven't even scratched the surface of all the Sage demos yet. Honestly, I had a lot of fun talking about this. But yeah, if you enjoyed part 3 of Sage 2020, stick around, because I'm either might do a part 4, or I might just move on to something else. But it's most likely going to be part 4 of Sage, because I am very interested in what these demos have to offer. So yeah, stay tuned.